Welcome to the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Welcome to this week's... Start again. Welcome to this week... I've messed it up. I've messed the start up. You do it, Ed. You do it.
Hello and welcome to this week's Casual Camping Podcast. I'm Ade.
I am Tim. Honest.
How the devil are you? You are, well, it's the lingering effects of the weekend, I think.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm pretty tired. It's 4 full days camping and three nights in tents, with a lot of stuff going on throughout all that time. I have to say it takes its toll at my age.
Oh, weakling, young'un.
I know.
I have to say I hit it hard. Long days drinking, £4 a pint, Lavvu On The Farm. You did us proud. I loved it.
I absolutely. I thought it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic, from start to finish. I thought arriving there, I thought, where are we going? There's some farm track here. Where are we going? But they had put little signs up, and we found it. And then it was just like, you know what? It's this idyllic little location, grassy fields overlooking a massive lake and a load of woodland. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. What a weekend!
What a weekend filled of some lovely people. Lovely people. I don't think I met anybody that wasn't nice, that didn't want to stop by, have a little chat, have a look at our kit, be very nice about it, and have some people that were up to a bit of mischief.
Everybody was really nice. It's a really good community, the outdoors and sort of outdoor skills community. They're really chilled out. They just want to share it all. They want to kind of include you in it, and we're definitely on the periphery of that. We are mainstream casual campers. It's great to be able to dip our toes into that community and to feel like we are actually welcomed. And there were a lot of people there who turned up with all their stuff in a backpack. And there's some people on social media that were literally writing, if it doesn't fit in the pack, it doesn't come. And that's what they'd turned up with. There was one guy who came all the way from the Isle of Man on a boat and with a backpack on. And it was like, we proper filled cars. So we came in I went in my car was full. You went in your car was full.
Yeah.
And a little group of people that we kind of took with us all went in individual cars, and all of those cars were full.
Yeah, carbon footprint was massive.
Okay, I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking we took loads of really cool shit, but...
Well, we were all coming from different directions, so it was the way that it happened. But I also think as well, when I was packing up on Monday morning, they had a right idea, because I was like, oh my God, I've got a hangover. This is, it really made the weekend to have the kit, to look at everybody else's kit, to be on a field with a load of people that do things slightly differently than we do. We've said that before. It's an absolute pleasure to go around and just look at how people set up. So the bushcraft community really do know what they're doing, don't they?
They really do, and they're comfortable in their own way with the kit that we've taken. I just know if I'm going for 3 nights and 4 days, I want a tent I can stand up in. I want my camp bed that gets me off the ground. I want my tent stove, because it did get a bit chilly on a night, and it was super nice to just carry some coals from the main fire into the tent and keep the fire going inside. I'm happy that I took what I took. I you know, we love walking around a site and wherever we are and looking at other people's setups. It's also really quite cool when people come over to ours and go, "Can I put my head in your tent and just have a look?" And then they come out and go. I mean, one guy said to me, "Have you brought your wife with you? Because that's really neat and tidy." I went, no, I'm just probably a clean freak. He was saying it in a nice way, but
I was just reminded of the sometimes listeners refer to Tim as Elizabeth Taylor, so I was about to say which one.
Ouch! Ouch! That's painful. Well,
Apologies, Alex.
If you're being nasty, let's just tell everyone that you vomited night one. You went so heavy, you let the side down.
It was that roast potato I had right at the end. That's all it is. It was the roast potato. I got a bit of indigestion, that's all. It goes hard. It goes hard at these things. I think there is a big shout out to, so obviously Lavvu On The Farm happened last weekend. You can't get tickets to go and see it this weekend because it happened last weekend. But I would seriously recommend anybody that's in the UK or fancies something. That community is great. But for me, it was also the people that come to it that we knew. So friends that we've known for a long time, some friends we've not known for that long. But actually, what a good group of people we had in our midst, just that really made the weekend. So Chaz, Mr. Chasington, Richard, Bella's fella, Amy, all made it. Baz and Daz, all made it. Absolutely. What a wonderful.
Tom and Ant. Good time, Tom.
Tom and Ant. Oh my God, there was a massive group of us.
We literally, we had loads. We had loads of people with us. We had a huge group, which was just fantastic. And actually, I do remember at one point I did go around the group and get them to say hello. So if that doesn't, because I haven't heard that yet, if that doesn't sound horrible, I'll insert it here. So it is officially end of day one at Lavvu. We're sat around the fire and we've been to listen to some music and we've rekindled the fire because we lit it earlier, but we've come back. It's somewhere after 11 now. Ed's just wet himself laughing at his own joke, which he had to lengthily explain to everyone why it was funny. So we're going to go around the house. So just to introduce you to everyone who's here. So this is, say your name.
Good time, Tom.
This is Good Time, Tom.
Anthony.
And this is Good Time, Anthony. Oh, shit, the bed.
Hello, I'm Chaz Chasington.
Awesome.
Adrian wet himself.
Twice.
You stop standing on my snow peak, stop!
Sorry, I keep standing on his Snow Peak stuff.
Yeah, right, I'm Lewis.
Otherwise known as Bella's fellow.
Hello, I'm Bella.
That's just a bit weird. Yeah, you've not been invited.
See ya, bye. Amy.
This is Amy. So, is everybody having a nice time?
Yeah. Good time. Should have said no.
No. And that's essentially day one at Lavvu On The Farm. We'll see you in day two, where all the fun will happen again.
Keep camping.
And at this point, I can say it did sound horrible, but we're going to keep it in anyway.
I like it. I like it a lot. No, I think everybody really enjoyed it. You know, the
Yeah.
food that was cooked, the laughs around the campfire late at night.
We had some really chilled out evenings where we were just literally sitting around the fire, passing snacks around. Got to take the snacks, everybody,
Got to take the
and keep
snacks.
the fire going and take the snacks. It was great, and there was also Paz, who is a new friend of the show that came and camped with us, and there was Matt and Anna who won the tickets to come, who also camped in the family area because they brought their 3 kids. They had a fantastic time. They've never been to anything like that before, and they were like amazed that this community exists. And I know Matt had first go at bow drill, and he got an ember and made fire from it. He was just I saw the video of him doing it, and it was like the guys and girls over at Rika were doing that with them, and they were just having a fantastic time. Absolutely brilliant. That is the friendliness of Lavvu on the Farm. So yeah, it has gone now, but it was a sellout. So stick it in your calendars for next year, because you're going to want to go. You're going to want to go to this. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
I think.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, I think next year there might be some. I wonder whether they'll put on the same thing or there'll be differences. How could they improve it? I don't know, because I think I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was great. I thought it was brilliant. The only thing I would say is a big communal fire pit in the arena. And I know there was a communal fire pit outside, but it wasn't really lit and people didn't really sit around it.
I thought that was somebody's show bit.
I thought it was, but I've read on socials since that was the fire pit. So I'd stick the fire pit somewhere in the main arena where people can sit round and listen to the music and the talks and have a drink, and it's that communal feel of sitting around a fire. I mean, we kind of had our own thing because we had about 11 people sat around our fire most nights, and that was great. But other than that, I don't know how you're going to improve on that. It was it was just great, really great.
I think there was some good stalls there. What was the stall of the guy that was selling bits and pieces like knives here, and he just seemed to have anything and everything that you could rootle through. It was like almost antiques, but
old tools, old axes,
old
wooden storage boxes. He literally, I love a stall like that that's just got loads of, and every day it was different stuff. He'd shuffled it round and brought out different things. So I stopped every time I walked past and had another look. That was a really great stall. I really liked Hillbilly Forge as well. I think it's Graham. I might have got that wrong. If I got that wrong, Graham, and you're not a Graham, we'll skate over that. But Hillbilly Forge, I know he sells stuff on Etsy. If you search for him on there, he makes all that himself. One-man band, and we cleared him out of Viking meat picks that we used with our barbecue food. Our group bought them all out, and he's made a load more and stuck them on his Etsy page. But he does a load of other stuff as well. Really cool guy. Really, really nice to chat to. Really felt nice to support the small guy. You know, we've said that before. So each sale for those little businesses is a big percentage to them, and so it's good to support the small guy building really quality stuff.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring this back round then, Tim. So your setup.
Yeah.
Were you happy with it?
Yeah, I have to say I really was. I brought something new. I've done something a bit different. So I was supposed to be going with my partner, and she wasn't well enough to come, sadly. And so I lastminute.com changed my setup. So obviously if she was coming, I'd have brought the big bell tent, which is a lot more space, and a big double mattress and blah, 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 and all of this stuff. So I decided, do I go really small or actually do I go mid? And I thought, well, it's 3 nights, it's 4 days. I'm bringing the baby bell, so I jumped it down to the 3 meter bell tent, and which meant a camp bed, the stove. I'd sorted out my storage, my camp storage. I've recently redone, so my big camp box now is my storage at home. So all my camping stuff lives in there predominantly. I've now got 2 flight cases with a shelf sort of racking system that I put in between the two. It's the first time I brought that out in the field and used it, and I have to say, it worked really well. I was really, really pleased with it. It was just great. I can get the stuff out and put it on the shelves that need to be out, and then the boxes contain everything else. One's for food, one's for kit. I had my coffee kit that you put together for me for my birthday. I got that out at one point and was grinding coffee beans and making a coffee. I had my mini tarp on the front to give me a bit of a porch, which we did need a couple of times. We did have a few short showers, but nothing too nasty. I thought it was great. I'd switched out my lantern as well, so my old gas lantern I've left at home, and I've got a new BioLite. What's it called? It's fallen out of my head.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, what's the name of the BioLite?
Alpenglow or something, is
That's the one. I got the large Alpenglow BioLite, which is incredible. Really adjustable from really quite low light to really quite bright. It's got a setting that makes it flicker like it's a fire. And if you want to get the party going, it's got a disco setting, but I didn't really use that over the weekend. It's
there was no party going in your tent.
There was no party. My tent was not the party tent.
I was worried that a party would get going, so I didn't put that on.
If you put the party lights on, who knows who's going to come knocking at the zip?
Oh God!
No, I was really, really, really pleased with everything I took. I think I had a really comfortable camping experience from start to finish. Yes, it was a bit of a ball because you take a lot of stuff. It takes you a bit to put it all up, but I kind of enjoy doing that. Yeah, it was a bit of a ball to take it all down and get it back home and then sort it all out. But, you know, I'm glad I took absolutely everything that I did and it all worked. And I got some nice compliments for it, which is, you know, the cream on top of the pudding.
Yeah, the bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
So there was no real changes for me. I had the roving tent. We'll put some pictures up. We'll put quite a lot of pictures up so you can see on the socials what we're talking about. But the only real change, I had a couple of bits of BioLite stuff. So I had a new solar panel, which helped charge my lights up, which was great. We had quite a bit of sun and nice weather this weekend, other than the odd shower. And I think the only other thing, I had the smaller BioLite thing, which I put into my
Alpenglow.
Yes, the Alpenglow Mini. Which fitted in my.
I really liked that, and I'm going to have to copy you on that one, I'm afraid, because that worked better than the hot tub lights we've been using.
Had to take them off. People were turning up wanting to be in a hot tub. I was like, well,
is this the hot tent? Well, yes, it is actually, but not like that.
It's what I call it. I don't mind if somebody else does too.
Oh dear.
So that improved my kit a little bit, but as for everything else, people will have seen your lovely video while we were there of Princess Dough balls, which have been, you know, often talked about, never tasted in the flesh by some of the people. So I made those on the first morning and they were cracking. It was lovely.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I put a short little video of me taking a plate of those round to our casual campers. And they were really pleased to see that. It was great to see your full, massive Snow Peak kitchen. Yeah. I bet you didn't know where I was going there. But it was great to see your whole kitchen out and you're doing stuff on it and playing with it. I know our fans who joined us at the weekend were really keen to see that. It's
I think as well. I've never used that with the Robins tent. So I lifted up one side of the awning and I had some poles that were too large for it. So, it was just absolutely, it fitted in there really well. It was fine. So really, really, really enjoyed making sure that actually it all fitted together and I know how to use it with different things now.
Yeah.
Normally it was just a big tent, so and it's just a real nice thing. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody wants to bring something like that. No, but it is just a work of art, I think. And
let's be honest. Not a lot of people can afford something like that. It is not a cheap piece of kit.
Neither can I.
But therefore, it's something you just don't see on a campsite. So I have to say, your setup had a lot of people stopping and looking. Somebody came and took some photos of it because the setup was so nice.
Where was I? Was I having a princess nap?
I think you were at the time. But, I think you were having a nap, or you'd gone for a wander somewhere. There was very posh couple who a gentleman appeared to have broken his arm at some point, who were absolutely in awe of it, going, "My gosh, you don't have to rough it, do you, to come camping now? Look at that!" No. It was a really cool setup. It was a really cool setup. We were in a bit of a horseshoe of canvas, really, weren't we?
We were.
I had my canvas bell tent. You had your canvas Robins, Prospector Shanty. It's just not a very catchy name, that one, is it?
No.
It's it's lovely. I love the fact it's square. It's a 3 meter square with a traditional pitch roof. Looks a bit like, if kids draw a house, that's what they're going to draw. But it's a fantastic tent because it gives you that 2 meter height to stand up in, but it's not just in the middle, which is what it's like in my bell tent. You can walk the length of yours, and you've just got a lot more space. And because it's square, you've got, you can put things in the corners. My tent doesn't have corners, and there's one of the drawbacks is, if you put a camp bed in there, well, you've got a lot of dead space the other side of the camp bed. But if I'm doing it on my own, I don't need that space, so I don't worry about it. It was really nice though that some of our listeners had also brought their canvas. So we had Richard, who was there in his 4 meter orange, very unique orange bell tent with a matching orange awning, which just looked awesome. Did look great.
Yeah. There's a lot of people going, I've never seen that anywhere, and that is a Crag Hoppers special that never really went into production. So Crag Hoppers, if you're listening, put that into production because I think bar none, he got the most likes. And I think Chaz's setup as well, where he had the Burke and Will swag. There was a lot of the bushcraft people came past and wanted some details of that. I think we were all quite impressed, weren't we?
Well, it's that super heavy canvas that's on the swag that's going to outlive all of us. He'd followed our previous advice by sticking it on a camp bed just to raise it up a little bit, and then had a really good sort of wing tarp set up with several poles. And his kitchen underneath that. He had a really cool setup for a bushcrafty outdoors skills sort of festival that we were at. He got a lot of people stopping and asking him about that.
Yeah, he did get me quite envious because I was like, I should have brought my swag.
Yeah, I did say to him, I would have brought, I was on my own, so I would have brought the swag, but I can't get it off you, can I? You won't give it to me.
Possession, Tim, is 9/10 of the law.
I know how to break into your shed. No. And then we also had Tom and Ant, who had a really beautiful and again equally different olive green 4 meter bell tent with matching awning, and that is so dark inside that tent.
Yeah, it just so dark. I bet. Well, they did. They had a great night's sleep. I think it wasn't as light as what yours and mine, and
Yeah.
even the orange ones would be. But actually, where it attached to the floor, there was some lighter fabric, and it looked like they got LEDs going around the floor. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. It was really cool. It's like there was mood lighting in it. It was
Yeah.
it was fab. It was really fab. And they had their first burn of their wood burning stove, which
Yeah.
that was really cool that they saved that for us all kind of being there. It's
Yeah, it was really. Don't you just love it? Getting together as a group and then, actually people having kit and stuff. They were saying, "Oh,
it's
we
just the
really
best.
appreciate the advice and stuff." And yeah, I was thinking, yeah, did we give too much advice? Has he been very polite there?
Did we give too much advice? Because actually, he's got a great setup.
He's got a great setup, yeah. But just
Absolutely
had
brilliant.
some lovely cast iron bits, which they were cooking from. They had a dog in tow, so
Yeah.
Tubbs the dog, who did brilliantly well. But, how brilliant to have a dog. Yeah, we had Camp Dog. Brilliant.
Yeah,
It's normally
yeah.
you. Or me. Or me.
Cheeky bugger. Cheeky bugger. But you're probably not that far wrong. It's no, it's cool. It's cool.
And
No,
then we had Barry and Darren come on the second night. They missed the first one, but had some brilliant setups.
yeah,
With
they
all
had
their
a couple of TPs, a couple of TP tents, which give you loads of space in there. Really, really nice tents. We talked about those when on our episode, camping with your mates. It's they had the same tents with them, and they're really good tents. Really good tents. It was a bit too windy for Daz's tarp up. It was a little bit windy at that point. We also had Paz. I don't know. I don't remember actually the name of what Paz's tent was, but she was in it. It was a traditional sort of short, squat A-frame tent.
Yeah.
Would be very happy on the hills. It was camo in color. It looked pretty bomb-proof. And she absolutely knows what she's doing in a camp and cooking and everything else. She's part of that sort of outdoorsy bushcraft community. She's got more skills than the rest of our setups put together.
Yeah.
But I really liked that tent. It just kind of sat and just kind of was like, yeah, it's like it meant business, that kind of tent. I did like it. Would be very happy up on the side of a mountain. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So, in regards to activities on the over the weekend, what was your favourite?
Oh, I loved the bow and arrows. Wow, I can't say that was. It's really hard to say. I learned some new skills, which I'm really pleased with. But I had a go at the bow and arrows and wasn't as epically awful as the last time I did bows and arrows. So I was quite pleased and won myself a pint because I beat Richard. In your face.
Not with a bow and arrow, Tim. Not with a bow and arrow. Don't point at your face.
No. Not the face. Not the face.
Yeah, but there was axe throwing, which we didn't get to go at. There was catapulting, which looked brilliant, but
I was too intimidated to do that. They were kind of firing at targets that if they hit them, it went ping. And all you could hear while you were standing there deciding if you wanted to have a go was just ping, 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 ping. Nobody was missing.
Yeah, nobody was missing.
Nobody was missing. And the guy doing it went, "Oh, I didn't see that all the way up there." And he just kind of went ping and hit it. And it was like, yeah, I'm not doing catapulting.
I mean, I so wanted to, but just the catapulting group were, intimidating. Very nice people, though. Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, very, very friendly. And actually, the main guy doing it, is from the northeast, and Barry got talking to him, and he runs a bushcraft and outdoors school up there, and said we go to the woods and we just charge everyone a tenner, and then we're kind of all together and we kind of share skills and things. So Barry's going to get in touch with him, and I think it's down nearer to Durham, where they're based, and they're gonna put something together for them up there, which is really cool, because that's what these things are about. Actually, you meet some new people, and then it kind of leads to more stuff, which
And more
is
skills.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, we did some fire making. We did a lot of, well, we did a bit of shopping. We did a lot of drinking as well. So,
I learned how to, and actually I did it, and I'm amazed at this. I was on one of the bushcraft skills stalls, and just looking at different things. And somebody behind me was kind of messing with some bits of stuff, and I just kind of got going, well, what's happening here? And they were making an ember by rolling cotton between two flat planks of wood, by pressing down to make pressure and rolling it reasonably firmly and quickly, rolling this thing that looked almost like a cigarette. And then, because of the pressure and the speed between the two pieces of wood, it actually turns the cotton into an ember. Actually, surprisingly quickly. It was amazing to watch. And then they went, "Why don't you do it?" And it was just like, "All right then, but you'll have to talk me through it." And I did it, and I did it like first time, and it took no time at all, and it was just amazing. And they said, "This is how World War II prisoners of war would light their cigarettes. They'd do this to get an ember, and then they'd light the cigarettes from it." It's like, wow, blew my mind. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
I love World War II stuff. I it's I love that period, because of grandparents and everything else. It's so to kind of touch that period of history in such a way massively makes it come alive, and that blew my socks off. That I was really quite impressed with that. I gotta kind of say it was Shropshire Bushcraft and Chris Lundregan Bushcraft School. Chris Lundregan. Those were the guys that were showing me how to do that, and they were awesome, super friendly, and were just. I was blown away, totally blown away.
Wow. Yeah. So overall, for me, I think it was a cracking weekend. Lavvu On The Farm would certainly be something that I go back to. I'd recommend it to anybody else. It wasn't too big. It was quite a nice amount of people there. There was a lot of things going on. And yet, there was also that thing of you could have just been on a campsite, obviously with a lot of stalls and stuff, but there was, ourselves sat round as a big group, absolutely brilliant. You get to see all those tents. And I have to say, they were some of the cleanest toilets I've ever seen at a festival.
Weren't they ever? That was, it felt to me, because it was a lot smaller than some of the other shows we've been to. It wasn't small by any means, but it was a lot. It was a lot smaller than some of the ones we've been to. It had a vibe of like a summer fete, and they're probably going to go, "Oh my God, that's not what we were after." But actually, I think that's really cool that it had that community vibe. Like actually, all those people actually just lived in houses just outside of the campground. But actually, we've all come together to have a bit of a summer fete with some stalls, and we all kind of knew each other. It was all chilled out. There's no aggro. Everybody had a lot to drink. Everybody danced a bit. Everybody sang along with the bands on an evening. People listened to the talks. It was just a really sort of cool kind of village fete type kind of affair, and it was a pleasure to experience it. Really was, was.
Yeah. No, I think with all of those things, any fair wants, or any event wants it to make it feel like more of a community festival, and it certainly did that.
Yeah.
Really, really liked it.
I mean,
And,
so there's a lot other much larger shows could learn from the organisers at Lavvu. They put on a great event, and I'll absolutely want to be going back next year. And I'd highly recommend it to anybody else coming along. It was great. It'd be great if we could have 20 people sat around our fire next year, and we
need
take
a bigger
over.
fire pit.
Well, I was thinking I took a fire pit. I know Tom took a fire pit. What we should have done is just put like multiple fire pits together and have like fire pits unite.
Like a long sort of run of fire pits in the middle.
Like a long fire with 3 fire pits.
Should have done a hog roast. Should have done a hog roast.
They did. I know you didn't have it, but they did cook a pig Kahlua style. So it was buried. They lit a fire in a pit and then put it on top and then buried it in for hours. I have to say, it was so moist. It was really nice. It was really nice.
A scary word of the week: moist.
Moist pig. We've all been there. I'll get in trouble for that one. She's not listening.
You will get in trouble for that one.
I will. I'm not talking about. Oh no!
I know.
I'm just going to stop. It's no, it's cool. I've got a social media shout out that's Lavvu related. Say that without some beers. It's or with some beers. It's from a guy called Stevie Burns, who we did meet there. He was a top bloke, but he's put on social media. It was one of the highlights of the event for me was meeting you guys, and he loved inspecting all our tents and bling kit. Well, Stevie, thank you very much. Stevie also runs knapsack hammocks, so go and check him out. But thank you very much, Stevie Burns. Go and check him
out. Once again, another nice guy who, just having a good time, having a good laugh. He's running his business, but had some excellent stuff as well. So thanks, Stevie.
Yeah, hope they found those car keys. Yeah, lost a pair of car keys at the show and had to get back to Scotland. So,
oops.
Yeah. Oops.
We've all been there, Tim. We've all been there.
I've never lost car keys.
Oh, now you've.
Now I've said it. Now I've jinxed it. It's no, I've never lost car keys. I don't lose a lot of stuff actually. Yeah. Did you lose anything at Lavvu this time?
Don't know yet. I think it's more the getting home and stuff. And I think I've got a lot of kit. So although I think I've lost stuff, I've not seen things for about a year, like those tongs I was telling you about, fire tongs. I love a set of fire tongs. But I do suspect that they're somewhere just in my multiple sheds and I've just not found them yet.
Yeah, so, that is your thing. Although your sheds are tidy. You do have a tidy shed.
Ooh, well, thank you, sir.
Oh dear. But no, so Lavvu on the Farm, absolutely fantastic. Essentially, it's a festival, and as you say, there's a lot of other places could learn. There's a lot of other festivals could learn an awful lot from Lavvu. As you said, the toilets. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I've never been to anything like that. I've been to campsites that don't keep the toilets as clean as they were on Lavvu. They were almost a pleasure.
Almost. So with that, we're going to have a minute mindfulness.
Yes, this was recorded live at Lavvu. So have a listen and relax. And hopefully, as this goes out live on a Friday, as always, we just hope that it inspires you to decide to go camping this weekend.
Welcome to the Casual Camping 1 Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of the outdoors take you back to the camping field.
Wish I was back there.
Yeah. I'm not camping this weekend. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm not camping either. Sometime at home. I wish I was
Yeah.
camping though.
Yeah.
We hope it does inspire people to get out there. We do like to see what people are doing over the weekend. So pictures on our Facebook, Instagram. Reach out to us on any of those multimedia kind of things. We do have a chat on Facebook, and yeah, any new kit that anybody's buying, anything that they think that they're missing from their gear that they're buying. We've had a few stoves that were bought last weekend, little mini stoves that were great. Have you got anything? What's your next purchase, Tim?
I'm not sure. I've realised I need a better. It's something I haven't got actually. I haven't got a decent small camping table, and Tom and Ant had a really good one from Zempire that folded up to next to nothing. Was a bamboo top to it.
Yeah.
It was really nice how it did it. On the underside, it had an inbuilt bottle opener. Added treat. I thought it was really nice. It's really expensive though. Cheapest I can find is 80 quid. So it's but I'll keep looking, but I don't have something. If I've got a setup for cooking inside the tent that's kind of low tables and things like that. But if I'm cooking outside the tent, I have to bring a little table from in the tent that's already doing something else in the tent. So I could just do with an outdoors table. Would be my next thing. The group did have a pizza oven listed. They were talking about a pizza oven today. I was sorely tempted to actually buy it, a little gas powered pizza oven, but then I thought, you know what, I will like it. I'll use it. I'll probably use it about once or twice a year. And do I like it enough to own it and have to store it for the rest of the time? Probably not. So I didn't buy it in the end.
Gosh, I've not seen that. Pizza is something that I do want to have while I'm camping. And to mess about and stuff. So yeah, I've been looking at those things. I'll have a little look, see if it's still available. But yeah, I think for me, everything worked really, really well. I think there's some things that I've taken. It was rather interesting that although I've got a big and a small Yeti box, I think I could have kind of left. So the smaller one is I put stuff in it when I'm just going away for a night or two, and the bigger one I put other things in, and they've kind of cancelled themselves out. It's like I thought there was too much stuff in it. It was all my stuff that just in case I need, but I didn't need all of it. So I think I might have to just go. Oh, I could have left something at home there.
Gosh, wow.
Yeah.
So
I love them all.
You could really get rid of the small Yeti.
No. And the other thing as well is my the storage for my cool box. I'm desperately after the small Yeti 15, the Rode 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, want to, I think my food storage, beer storage all in one go is not particularly good. So for a big weekend like that, I could have done with maybe a second cooler, but only because I want one, not because I need one.
Yeah. And as with a lot of these purchases, once enough. That's enough of a reason as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it certainly is, It's never really held me back before, but as needs must, it'll have to go on a Christmas list maybe somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to put a table on a Christmas list somewhere and see what that gets me. It's I mean, my big Stanley, it is big, and it does hold beer and it does hold food, and I do kind of combine the two, but I try and put the food, if it's not in a sealed packet, it goes into airtight tubs and stuff like that. But it still always feels a little bit, I've kind of got food in with the beer and I'm going in and out to get the beer, which impacts on the temperature, which then means the food isn't going to last as long. And I still threw ice away at the end, packing up. It's So I know everything was safe, but it does, I do think, I could. I've got the soft cooler, but I could just probably do with the mid-sized Stanley cooler would look quite cool.
Yeah,
but maybe that's another Christmas purchase, present purchase. But,
well, a big shout out to everybody that joined us at Lavvu. Look out for it next year. Put it in your calendar. I'm sure tickets will be on sale at some point over the next few weeks. Thank you to the people that did join us. You made the weekend for me and for Tim. So you know who you are. We've mentioned most of you, I think.
Yeah. We had a great time. I've met some great people.
As you can see, we're still tired from it, I think.
I think we are. I think we are a little bit. So shall we say good night?
Good night, Tim. Good night, listeners.
Good night.
I've been Ade.
I've been Tim. Night, everyone.
Night.